Hi everybody, I want to remind you all to have a laugh with everything that you're doing, but at the same time we have to be serious and doing our work. But laughter is a very important part of the work, because if we don't laugh, we collect all that energy in our bodies, and if we're not laughing at things, we're taking everything far too seriously, or in a very dark way, and it all accumulates in us and becomes a poison within us. And then that's poisoning our system, our body, our mind, our emotions with darkness. So we need to have a bit of a lighter way of looking at things, and to know when to laugh and have a good laugh. Go and enjoy yourselves. We're living this life. I'm not saying go and piss it up the wall or whatever. That doesn't necessarily mean a way of laughing, but see what is wonderful out there in life and enjoy it. I've kind of, for the last few years, been of the opinion I only have friends in my life now that I enjoy their company and we have a good time. I don't come away feeling all down and drained from them. Obviously, I'll be there for a friend that is in a bad state, and will help them or listen to them, and I understand what's going on. And I like to think that if we're doing the work, we know how to recognize that kind of things. When it happens, it doesn't affect us, because we're working on ourselves so that we're more harmonized to see what's going on and to be able to understand what's happening. Hopefully that's what a lot of these shows have been about, to help us towards all that. Obviously people need friends, we all need friends, but we don't need friends that want to bring us down all the time. But I'm going to do a little quote from In Search of the Miraculous, and I find it hard sometimes to think of Ouspensky having a good laugh. I can imagine Gurdjieff chuckling away, but I hope Ouspensky did try and have a laugh. I'm sure he did find things funny. Maybe he just got serious later in his life, who knows. But this is from In Search of the Miraculous, page 235, about laughter. There are two incomprehensible functions of your organism, inexplicable from the scientific point of view: yawning and laughter. Yawning. Nobody seems to really know what yawning is. Some people say, scientists say it's to get the air out of our lungs. Others people say, oh, it's the time to go to bed. Why do we yawn? Weird. And why is it so contagious? Why do we see someone else yawn and then I want to yawn? Anyway, off the subject. Continuing. Yawning is the pumping of energy into the small accumulators. Laughter is also directly connected with accumulators, but laughter is the opposite function to yawning. It is not pumping in, but pumping out. That is, the pumping out and discarding of superfluous energy collected in the accumulators. Laughter does not exist in all centres, but only in centres divided into two halves, positive and negative. Take the intellectual centre. There can be impressions which fall at once on two halves of the centre and produce at once a sharp yes and no. Such a simultaneous yes and no produces a kind of convulsion in the centre, and being unable to harmonise and digest these two opposite impressions of one fact, the centre begins to throw out in the form of laughter the energy which flows into it from the accumulator, whose turn it is to supply it. In another instance, it happens that in the accumulator there has collected too much energy which the centre cannot manage to use up. Then the most ordinary impression can be received as double, that is, it may fall at once on the two halves of the centre and produce laughter, that is, the discarding of energy. So we want to discard our energy in a good way, don't we? We don't be discarding it with anger and frustration, which it sounds like we can't do. That's when it accumulates within us. So go out and have a good laugh. Go and watch a funny movie, or watch your favourite comedian, or see for yourself the funny side of life. Thanks for next time. I said that really badly. Till next time, I meant to say. See, I can laugh at myself. I'm an idiot. I laugh at most of my videos. Just laugh.